Welcome to the check-in. My name is Brianna.
And my name is Tondrea.
And we are your new favorite homegirls.
Checking in with each other and checking in with you.
Yes, so come on in, get comfortable, relax, and let's get into this conversation.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
We're back.
We're back and we're better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. Because I think last week we were kind of like,
Man, no, we're definitely
we're definitely better.
For sure.
Yeah. That energy last time was like,
Yes. So.
Whew, highs and lows.
Yes, highs and lows.
I shall go. My low of the week is that it's fall and it's sunny, like hot. It's 80 something degrees. I guess I know some people would be like, really, that's your low? Yes, because I had outfits planned. I had, beanies. I have beanies to wear. I have, cuddles with myself that I wanted to do, and it's too hot for that. Why do I need to take multiple showers when it's supposed to be cold? You know? My allergies are messing up over and over because it wants to be cold, it wants to be hot. So, it's messing with my body, it's messing with my brain, and also the whole daylight savings thing.
Man.
It's getting dark at 5, like at 4 basically. And my body is, when the sun is out, I'm out. As soon as it gets dark, I need to go to sleep. Like my body was ready to go to sleep at 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
But because it technically would have been what?
5, 7. Yeah, it would have been 7. So it would have been like, getting ready, but like it's kicking my butt. And when I'm up at work, or I'm going to work and it's 6:30 and it looks like it's 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, well, my body's like, well, what's going on?
Right.
I'm waking up really early. Earlier.
Oh, I see. No, yeah, me too, actually. Which I am enjoying, but still.
Enjoying, but also it's like freaking out, like, huh?
Yeah.
So, that's my low, But I'm gonna say I'm grateful for that being my low.
Yeah.
And my high is that opportunities are coming my way.
Yes.
And they were coming my way even last week, but like it's just been more of a like I'm in better spirits.
Yes.
And being able to see clearer of like, okay, even though it's still Scorpio season. I'm in the stage of Scorpio season where I'm like, you know what? Okay, I understand what's going on. I understand that things are transitioning and I'm being faced to deal with a lot of things. But also blessings on blessings on blessings are coming and raining down on me. So I'm just grateful for where life is taking me. Like I was talking to someone earlier. I know I see the puzzle coming together. I see the pieces. I see it's colorful from a distance. Like I see it's colorful. Yeah. It looks very bright and all that stuff and alluring. What is the full picture? I have no idea. Still. Not supposed to know right now.
Let it unfold and surprise you.
Exactly. But I'm just happy that I'm back to seeing the picture, because for a couple of weeks it was kind of like I can't. It's blurry. Now it's getting clearer.
Clarity. Good.
Yeah. So that's me. Oh, and I'm going on a trip in my favorite rocket ship. Kidding.
Hey.
Not my favorite rocket ship.
Wait, this week?
No, next week.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
So you're just
2
anticipating.
Weeks.
Okay,
I'm anticipating. Yes, I'm very excited.
Yes,
I'm very excited. So, yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so my low, it might be very funny, but it's cringy for me, and my perfectionism was creeping up. So I edit the videos and, the episodes for y'all, and I listen like 50 times, right? So yesterday, as I'm listening to the music episode, I start reflecting back on the stages ones for me. And I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? You listen to Aaliyah and like all types of stuff. Like I was just cringy. Like it wasn't just Disney Channel. Like I feel like I limited myself.
Okay.
Because that question just felt heavy and broad. Like I felt like that question could have been an episode on its own.
Okay.
And I was like, dang, like this music episode, like we can talk about music again at some point in the future. But for me, it was just cringy to listen to it, to the point that I went back and I said, no, I'm going to snippet that because I'm more than that. So that's my low.
Yes.
What? I was listening to stuff.
Yeah.
And it was coming to me my entire childhood of like what music we actually listened to besides what I brought. Like I legit took it as a standpoint like I'm a listener. Like I don't know Brie, I don't know Tandrea. I'm just like somebody new. And used the episode and actually reflected. And I was like, damn. So I was just thrown off guard. So that's my low because it was like just a little cringy for me. Like to say what I said. And I just, I did what I had to do. But, yeah.
So we're just going to have to talk about music again?
One of these days, for sure. Exactly. Yeah, I don't mind, because that was very, very fun. And my high, I just feel much, much better from last week. I did go to the gym this entire week. And I forced myself, even with the lack of sleep. I won't be going to the gym tomorrow, which is Friday, because I'm going out of town. But I did go on the weekend, so I went on Saturday.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of me. Yes. Who is she?
Who is she?
Who is she? So there's that, and just in general, I got a new book. I know. I need to chill out, but I'm a pivot. So it's a poetry book. Okay. No. Okay. We're not gonna do that. So I'm gonna try to do what? Because I just stopped. I just was doing some inner work. Okay, so that was also a low, like a real life low, not a funny low. Last week I was just going through it a lot emotionally, and I was doing a lot of learning about myself that I want to unlearn. And so I kind of was just looking up on books about it, but I didn't want it to like be some type of cliche type of book, like something that just worked for me. And so it was a poetry book. I already got it. It came in a day, and it's Young Pueblo.
Ooh. Yes.
And he low-key gives me like Billy Chapata vibes, but in a different way. And his work is just very reflective, and it's called Clarity and Connection. So I think that's what I need, some clarity and connection with myself. That's like a low turn to high. So yes, I got a new book, and I'm gonna try to really do 2 in this month, since it is a poetry book and I want to get through bell hooks. So those are my lows and highs. Highs and lows. All over the place.
I love how you flipped that. You're like, hold on, wait a minute. Holy Spirit.
I needed it. I gotta chill, but I needed it.
Okay.
Yes. Now pay it forward.
Or pay it forward. You want to go first, or?
Oh, sure. Okay, so I have one that was recommended from my friend Vanessa.
Both of ours are recommended.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Which one did you get?
Not the one.
Oh, no, different one. Okay. We did talk about this. My bad. But okay, so both of ours are recommended from Vanessa. She went to the 626 night market, which is like this, I guess a market in Arcadia area. It's really fun if you're in the LA area, just something to do. And they have different vendors. So this is called, the business is Friday Night Vibe, and it is coconut wax candles, scents, and good vibes. She said in her bio, it's a one-woman show, handmade, small batch, vegan, luxury, toxin-free. And on the candles, which is like, I love it. It's just like, it just says Friday Night Vibe. Perfect for a candle. Like a Friday night vibe. Yes. I'm going to put on a candle.
Exactly.
And my candle is from Friday night vibe.
Yeah.
So I really, really enjoy that. And update from the other candle.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
It's right here. So this is Quaint Keystones Co. It is amazing.
Oh no, that is.
It's so good, and I'm like,
it smells like butter, like but not like cooking butter, but like
it's so good.
Like
it doesn't feel forced. It just feels like it legit was made with love.
Yeah.
So I am enjoying implementing candles back in my life because you can never have too many candles, and I don't want to run out of this one. So when I do, maybe I might re-up and order from Friday Night Vibe.
Oh, I think you need to have a variety.
Yes. So that is my one. I have another one. And the other one is Nappyhead Club.
Oh.
Yeah. I found them randomly, I think on the Explore page. And I want to say they're an entire collective. I saw a shirt that they were selling where it says, I'll find it in a second. Oh, always black, never sorry. And so when I saw that, I was like, that's dope. Started looking through their page and followed them, and the whole vibe just feels like it's like a newsletter type of collective. So when you get on the Instagram, it says for anyone who has ever been told they weren't good enough, we see you and we celebrate you. And their link is a link tree because they have different things. So they offer writing for them, shopping at Nappyhead Club, and yeah, it's just really, really cool. So I feel like it's just an entire collective with merch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Me too.
Okay. Me too. Oh, I keep hitting the mic. My bad. Okay. So I have a pay it forward. It's kind of like a 2-in-1, and then I have another one which I think I haven't shouted out already. But the first one is the Instagram page, and I'll say that this collective called Hood Liberation. They have a Black Friday market where it's like a black flea market, or like like a black flea market, and it's in Pasadena. And the page is like it's like their bio says Hood Liberation, for the hood, by the hood, Pasadena. So it's about like showcasing black and brown people from Pasadena. And just having events, having their voices known. Like they have, like just looking at their page, they have Brown Voices of Pasadena panelists, brown businesses to support in Pasadena. So it's just really about bringing awareness. So if you are in LA, or even, if you're like, oh, there are no like, black or brown people in Pasadena, like, yes, they are. And just knowing that even for me, loving Pasadena as much as I do and have working there, and would love to, like, if I could, like, ideally, like, if I had to live in LA, but also, like, get, like, kind of like my suburb vibes, like, being able to live in Pasadena, nice, and always being like, but there's no black people, but it's like, there are. So just even for me, just like, oh, this is dope, because I would love to live in Pasadena, like, I would love to. But yeah, and they have
gentrification. People are finding their ways to
and they're places. And also they are being pushed out there. So even though black people were out there
in the valley,
exactly. So
and
it's
the
growing.
East side, but yeah, still.
So support, especially because a lot of times people, which is partly true, see Pasadena as just like white and
affluent to a degree,
and everything and all that. So it's like bringing awareness that the black and brown people, before they were pushed out there because of gentrification, and people who were there from jump are there. They do have events and businesses that do need to be supported, and they have things like 66 Dina Day. Like, it's just, I love it. So I just want to shout them out, because first I only knew about the Friday market, and then looking at their page, I was like, oh, this is dope.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then the Tree in South LA, they are working to get to open up again physically, but I've seen that they have like online classes and like some outdoor classes. So I do want to work with them. I have not been able to practice there. I really have, every time I like wanted to, like, it just didn't work out with scheduling and everything. But like, I've been wanting to go there. I've met different people who've done like classes there or training. It is black owned, and I just want more black-owned yoga studios to be known and to be practiced at, and to be open. And I hope one day maybe I will be part of that black-owned yoga studios that are in business. So,
girl, what? We don't use that talk here.
So one day I will. I'm just trying to figure out my life. Okay,
figure it out, but do what you want to do, even if it doesn't work.
Okay, well,
nothing beats a failure but a try.
There you go. I'm just, manifesting that I'm just gonna have a big space where I can do all the things I want to do, including yoga. But with them, until I do that, and just trying out, if you want a yoga studio, if you want a black-owned yoga studio, if you are in LA, the Tree Yoga, the Tree Coop on Instagram, we'll have that on our Pay It Forward.
Yes.
All right, Shawty.
So we're gonna get into it.
Yeah.
And so the topic today, as you all saw, is reactive versus proactive. And so pretty much it's not really a versus, kind of just like a breakdown of where we are, our experience with that. But yeah, I just thought with how much progression we've made from like the start of the podcast, and I feel like the podcast has helped me, in a sense. Like, yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff in life has helped me, but I feel like this is like just a different platform that's just opened my mind, held me accountable to certain degrees, and seeing like the progression from episode 1 to today. Like, I'm very proud. So I think it would be dope to just like go into details about what it is to be reactive versus proactive, where it may stem from, etc., etc. So
I feel like you're gonna get in my life today, and I don't know if I'm ready for it.
I don't think it's gonna be too much. I'm getting in my own life. Like, I'm about to be opening up to y'all and telling y'all things about myself that's just like, oh, girl, get it together. But this is what we do, you know?
Yeah, this is what we do.
This is what it takes to be self-aware. We have to call out our freaking flaws, accept our flaws like they're the best thing ever, and then pop out as the best thing ever. Right. I want to say what flaws every time, and I get upset when I be like,
perfect.
That's wrong with me? Nah, that's not me. That's not me. That's not, it can't be, but it is. So, we're here. Okay, so you guys know I love definitions, I love words, I love all of the things. So what it is to be reactive, we're specifically talking about behavior, not really like reactive versus proactive in a workplace or like stuff like that, mainly like behavior and the psychological aspect to it. So reactive behavior is when a person makes impulsive decisions and then reacts to what happens to them. Their reaction can sometimes be positive or negative. Our feelings give hype to reactive behavior. So that wasn't like a scholarly definition, but that's what made the most sense around where I'm leading into. Yes. Okay. And then like synonyms to reactive can be like sensitive, or I want to say possibly like, I think I want to say destructive if I've seen that. I don't remember. And kind of being governed on like your emotions. Like if there's a change that happens, just reacting in that way. And then proactive is taking action by causing change and not only reacting to change when it happens. So self-initiated behavior to solve a problem before it has occurred. And that can be taken in multiple aspects. So that was more on a scholarly front, but it could be used for who you are.
Yeah.
So examples that like stood out to me was like the it was like a compare of one or the other. So reactive is he or she makes me so mad. Proactive to that is I control my own feelings. Another, this is just the way I am. I have the power to unlearn and go a different approach. I have to do that. I get to do that. There's nothing I can do. Let's look at other alternatives.
Okay.
Yes. So my first question is
smile.
What are
that smile? I already know you're gonna have me over here all twisted up.
No, it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. Okay. We're just sharing our flaws with the world.
Okay.
What are some personal examples? I'll go first of personal examples. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna dive in. So I feel like just who I am. When I was thinking about this topic, I was thinking about my childhood up to now, and I don't know if it's necessarily a healthy balance, but I do feel like it varies for sure. So like thinking about everything that I went through in high school and how people treated me, I want to say I was pretty proactive to a degree of like I wasn't out there fighting everybody that was talking about me.
Oh, yeah.
But in middle school, like the first time people started bullying me, I'm chasing people around the campus. Like I was that annoyed. But then by the time I got to high school, I'm like, I'm about to get these grades up. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do whatever I possibly can. And that was the proactive side of me. Then come college, romance, like being exposed to these things. Well, end of high school, college. And then being reactive on the count of other people. Like, so I feel like there's always been like a balance to a degree, but for me, things that can possibly make me reactive is if somebody's not responding to a text. Like, and reactive could be equivalent to a trigger. So there's been that. Sometimes like I've seen myself be reactive, like if I'm being criticized or like if my character is being called out to a degree that I don't initially agree, like I automatically go into defense mode. And it's like, like I automatically go into a defense mode. I don't listen to understand. I'm listening to reply. Like, no, you said that's not what I did.
Yeah.
Like, you're actually incorrect.
You're incorrect. Completely.
And it's like, if you're coming from my character, so I'm gonna yell at you because no, actually this is who you are and this is why I did that. So I'm sorry you feel that way.
Ooh, the sorry you feel that way?
I just learned about that. I didn't know it was condescending.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I learned it in like working in customer service. They would be like, tell them sorry you feel that way.
Oh.
The whole time. It's like, no. And one guy that I did date, I would be like, I'm sorry you feel that way. And he's like, that's not an apology. And I said, what do you mean? I'm really sorry that you feel that way. Like, I truly do apologize. And he's like, you're not actually sorry.
No. You don't take any accountability.
I had no idea. And then I always do that. It's like, I'm sorry, but...
Oh my gosh.
But this may be why, and try to justify it. Not saying that that's... I don't know if that's reactive or proactive. That could just be a bad habit. But yeah, so there's been that. Yeah, I feel like I just always have an interesting balance when it comes to being reactive or proactive. When I'm not in the most healed space, I'm for sure reactive. Like 2018, that was the time we graduated.
Popping off.
I was going off on everybody. So me, Bree, my other friends lived together. Graduating, I'm scared shitless because it's not like I'm going into the field that I want to.
Yeah.
And what else? I was like single, like went through
just a lot of
really bad
happening.
breakup, kind of. What else is going on? Like Zeta had transitioned out, which was like good, but it
was just a new chapter.
It was a new chapter. Yeah, like for me, it was like I was always on point with that and dedicated a lot of my time to that. So I would try to control, like I tried to go into a new thing that I can control.
Because everything else you couldn't control.
Because I couldn't control everything else around me. So I'm like, I want my family around. Like I'm about to transition and I'm going to be done with school. And I was popping off on everybody. Popping off on my brother. I got my dad got an attitude with me. And I was like, I remember we were supposed to go to Six Flags.
I remember
my dad is a hothead. We all have hothead moments, but he just popped off.
Gosh.
I flipped the U-turn so fast. I said, well, we not going.
That was
yelling at my sisters, fell out with my sisters, and it was just like the time, like I know when I'm not healed, I'm just hurting a lot, and I'm very, like with them, vibes were weird.
Yeah. Like
they weren't bad to where it's like we're yelling at each other, but it was bad for us because we're very close in general. And it was just like, no, I'm tired of y'all.
Yeah, we were all tired of each other.
We were all tired of each other.
We were all tired.
It was too much.
I really laughed at you. Like, we were all just like,
tired.
Done. Don't look.
Girl,
don't
I
talk.
don't want to talk to you.
Don't breathe.
Like, we were just legit like sisters.
Yes.
Like, don't want to talk. I'm going to be, you're upstairs, I'm down.
Yes.
I'm in the car. Didn't even want to come to the house. Like, it was just too much. So I was popping off on everybody. And yeah, I just noticed that about myself. Like, there's always been an interesting balance between the two. But yes, all of that to say, when I'm not healed, like, I'm in a very reactive state. But I think the girl that I am today can notice me falling back into those patterns where it's like, no, like, so with the gym, that's low-key been like an implementation where it's like, no, how can you be proactive? I don't think I'm gonna go back to what was going on in 2018 because that was a lot of energy. Yeah. But I do peep more where I'm like, this is a pattern. Like, I haven't fully healed from this. I don't want to be reactive though. Or if I have, nope, don't like that. How can I fix it?
Yeah.
So your personal examples. Bree's not very reactive to me.
Okay, so this is the thing. I'm not reactive because when I was a kid, I was very reactive.
Oh.
When I was a kid, I felt everything.
Yes.
And I still feel everything. I just mastered sucking it in fast.
Oh.
So if something pisses me off, I am so I don't even want to say I'm proactive. Now I am.
Yes,
but
no, for sure.
My natural response, I want to lash out. I want to be angry. I want to whatever feel. If somebody try to tell me about myself, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Like, we have problems. We have problems. Like, somebody tries to tell me, like, just like, even, and I'm working with it, but somebody trying to tell me, like, oh, like, no, actually that's wrong. I'm what? What? On the outside, it's more of just like, I need time to process. Like, I have to process. And for me, it's not even process like what you said. It's processing my emotions.
Yeah.
So I'll process like, are you actually angry? Don't lash out. Like, are you da-da-da? Like, chill out. Like, or it's like, So I get, maybe it is a little proactive, but it's from trauma. So it's not like I'm just like always been that way. Yeah, no, deep. It's been because I want to be heard and not just be called sensitive and not just be called emotional, or you're just, being sensitive or emotional. I actually want to be heard for, so I have to stop myself, process my emotions, think about what I'm saying, and then be like, this is how I felt because blah blah blah, or no, actually. So I have to like really, and I learned this from somebody that I was entangled with, that
she's impressed over that entangled.
Yeah, thank you, Jada. I learned that I have a way of, and I didn't know this until then, that when I stop myself, and I'm just like, and I guess I do a voice. I do this voice, or I do something where it's like a calm, let me da da da. I'm not calming you down, calming me down.
You're telling me something new about you. Because now that makes sense.
I didn't know until who I'm talking about. The one who.
The main one?
The main one.
Forget her.
Exactly.
We don't talk about her.
Exactly, but that one. They're like, who? Yeah, no. But yeah, no. Had mirror for real. Had me really like realize like, why'd you stop? Like, you were about to, and then you stopped, and then now you're thinking, now you're processing, and now you're formulating what you're saying, and
that's
like
actually really interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been irritated a few times.
Oh, girl. All the time. All the time. I get irritated. That's the thing. And for me, I'm in a place where I get really so pissed at myself because I get irritated so much. And my family, like my mom, of course my mom, but and my sister, but my mom can call it. She knows when something pisses me off or I'm moody. Like, I am very moody. I've just done a really good job at hiding it, but I can't hide it from certain people.
Right.
Even the other person we were talking about earlier, who I was very reactive with, there's somebody where I can be reactive with because from jump they saw me and they like I'm comfortable being moody with them because they are too or whatever. So it feels comfortable. It's like, okay, you do it, I can do it too type thing.
Right.
Just in that place, so I can be reactive. But if I don't feel safe to be reactive, I'm not.
Yeah.
And I suck everything in, which is not healthy because I intellectualize my feelings. I don't feel my feelings.
Yes.
I feel them, but I won't allow myself to express them. There we go. Yes. And even I wanted to tap onto the not saying sorry thing, because from that one TikTok I sent you a long time ago where she's like, she realized she never said sorry. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, I say sorry. I just need you to understand where I was coming from.
No, I legit have to explain every time, and sometimes it's just like, no, you can't. You can't. Have to be like, let them feel what they feel, and that bothers me.
It bothers me that you feel this way, and I've learned a long time ago not to say, I'm sorry you feel this way. I know that's not a sorry. But I didn't realize I was still doing that, with saying like, reacting, you telling me like, oh, what you said hurt my...
Exactly.
I hear, for me, I'm like, oh yeah, I hear you.
I just want to make it right.
I just want to make it right and have you understand, like, I hear how you feel and this is what you feel, but like, this is where I'm coming from.
Exactly.
If you feel that way, okay.
Yes.
But I'm going to let you know, this is what I meant. So if you are bothered, that's on you.
Exactly. Like, no.
It's terrible.
No, yeah.
It's terrible. Because
no, that's true.
Yeah, and I'll take fault but if I don't feel like if I feel like I'm being understood, and that also stands for me, like, always growing up and still do, not feeling understood. I always feel misunderstood.
Yeah, same.
So when people, when people misunderstand me, it's like my natural trauma of like, no, you don't, I'm always misunderstood. So let me explain to you.
Let me get you to understand where I'm coming from. Exactly.
And some people are like, no, I know what you said. It still did not.
Sometimes that's interesting too about the whole like sorry and being reactive in that way, because sometimes I'll try to be proactive about it and I'm sorry, I'll work on it, and I shut it down. But then if I shut it down, then it's like, well, you didn't really give much energy to it.
Yes.
Or like, you don't actually care. What the do you want me to do?
Right.
Are you accepting that I'm an over-explainer? So when I do say sorry and I go into I'm sorry, but you're going to accept my I'm sorry, but, or are you just going to accept I'm sorry, I'll work on it?
Right. Like, I'm trying to take responsibility and accountability of my actions.
Exactly.
But now you want to be in the feelings. But if I'm in the feelings, I'm going to tell you, I think you're tripping, and... I'm just, that's the thing.
No, right.
It's really where, like, a lot of times, especially like arguing, I had to realize sometimes it is, but like, I was very much so with not trying to be reactive. I shut down, and I'll just, I'm trying to say is,
sure.
I've always been a hella agree to disagree person. And yes, there's some things I'm not gonna argue you about, like. You like purple, I like green. Okay, I understand why you like purple. You understand why I like green?
Right.
Okay, cool. Like, that's it.
Right.
And some things I have that mindset, and it might not work that way.
Yeah.
But instead of me getting angry and arguing and like being in that space of feeling and just being like, no, and very like or whatever, just like being very reactive.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, okay, you see it that way, I see it this way, cool. And just shut it down. And it's like, but you're not hearing what that person's saying. I don't care, because you are not trying to hear me.
Exactly. And that's interesting too, because thinking about people around you, when you aren't reactive, sometimes they get reactive.
Yes.
Like,
that's the problem.
So it's like, okay, I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to be proactive about this. Cool. You might not have heard the answer that you wanted to hear. So now you're trying to egg something on for me to be reactive. Like, that has happened to me before. Mm-hmm. With my ex, like, there would be times where it's like, okay, I hear you. All right, cool, whatever. Keep going. Saying little stuff. To the point that it's like, okay, I know what's going to trigger her. Yeah. So then when I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, because yes, I can go from 0 to 100, guys. I'm not proud of it. So when I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, why are you yelling? So you wanted a reaction out of me. Like, why do you want me to be reactive? Like, that's... Especially reactive behavior that is negative. That's toxic.
Yeah.
It's toxic. Like, if we're not being proactive and finding a solution, like, arguing is just literally hitting a brick wall. We're going to keep arguing without finding a solution. Finding a solution is being proactive. How can I make it better? Are you going to be okay with that solution? My tone might come off condescending.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'd rather, like, that be the case than now we're having a screaming match because you wanted a reaction out of me. Or what's going to really make me mad are the people that want a reaction out of me and they just have this like sinister energy that's like, I'm going to laugh about that because I wanted that reaction. This is so funny. I have that power over her. Like,
yes.
Or look at her, I've made her mad. The only time I do that to people is like just really ignorant people if it's like driving or something. But like people that are close to me, like, or close, it's like, why does this make you laugh? that I'm actually bothered.
Right.
Like, that's weird.
It's weird.
So, yeah, in that way, that was very, I forgot what you said, but that was interesting. There was another thing you said. I don't know if you want to add on.
I think so, but what were we about to say? Because I can't remember.
Mine is like backtracking.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
It was like just an interesting point that I took away. That was really crazy how you put trauma and being proactive together. Mm-hmm. Like, that correlation is like, I wonder how much proactivity, that's a word, comes from trauma. And then I was thinking about, like, I'm going to put race in it because
we're black
it could
women.
play a role. Exactly. Us being black women compared to, let's say, the white man and him being proactive.
Oh, we could talk about that.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like a white man's proactivity really comes from trauma in comparison to how you said, like, I went through this, and this, and this is why I've had to be proactive. And then how I brought up me in high school, people are bothering me, so I'm just going to get on my shit. Yeah. Because I don't want to hear all the background noise.
Exactly.
Like, but that whole experience was traumatic. I had to put my head down because I'm being bothered rather than just putting my head down because I want to put my head down. I mean, I still did, but that's just really interesting how you correlated the two of, like, trauma and being proactive.
Yeah.
Because now I wonder how much of my proactivity is from out of trauma and not just out of me being a determined person that wants to
get stuff done and making sure they're healing.
Self-sufficient.
Yes,
like, all of those things. It's like, I want how much. I don't want to give one more the other because I'm still working on myself and being positive, but it just helps with the healing process of if I did start going into a spiral,
Exactly.
Like, shoot, I'm relying on, like, that's just really interesting. I'm gonna have to sit on that, write about it.
That's why when you were like first, like, tell me about it, I was like, I really need to think because I know that I'm not the person that's like I am a logical person, but I know from my own healing journey, I've been trying to learn how to feel my feelings and actually express them instead of just being like shut down.
Right.
Like automatic shutdown. Or just like, it has to be a shutdown. Like, I only, like, when I feel comfortable where I can, like, react.
Yes.
And not even being, like, reactive in a negative way, but even just being like if it's funny, like, hell no. Like, but like something bothered me, let me talk about it right now. It's like, I always have to question, like, excuse me, if it's bothering me, like, am I doing too much? Am I being extra? Am I being, like, oversensitive? Am I being dramatic? Like, that is always coming into my head where
because I shut down a lot more now. And then I remember someone telling me, don't be governed on your emotions.
Exactly. And that's what I've always done. I don't
even feel like I'm emotional, but I would just get kind of quiet.
Because I can debate. Something. I can debate and, like, allow that fire to come up.
Right.
But when it comes to, like, if somebody, like, and I can confront something, being like, I can confront it and being like, this is something weird or whatever, or be direct.
Yes.
But it has to be from a
that's
place,
really, really good.
A sit back place. But and that's why I'm like, it's been something I've been dealing with a lot where I know I'm a very emotional person, and I have been, but I have been from elementary school, middle school, just anytime I express natural reaction, it's always caught. Even like now as an adult, me expressing just like a natural, like just trying it out, I'm still fighting that embarrassment for being seen as like being like ooh, or like, oh, she felt some type of, like, it's always noted, and I'm like, am I still not allowed to be reactive in any type of way? And like, because it was a conversation I was having, I'm gonna end my rant very, very soon,
right?
That fire signs are allowed it was like I was having are allowed to be reactive, and it's kind of like, oh, they're just fire signs, they're just a this, I'm just a Aries, I'm just a Leo, I'm just a that.
I can say that's reactive language though.
Yes.
To say this is just who I am, so I get to be allowed to have that kind of energy.
And it's just kind of like, oh yeah, like they're just, it's kind of cool, or it's like, oh, they're like, yeah, they're just Aries, or they're just speaking their mind. And then, but I feel like when I did it, for some reason, it came off as being sensitive to emotional. So it was just stuff like that I've always been like going back and forth with.
Right.
And I'm trying to unheal and learn now. So I am proactive in a way. My proactive is, am I shutting myself down, or am I going to express how I feel? Is this really me shutting myself down, or am I being like, this is not something I want to fight, this is not one of my energy, that's where it's like that. But a lot of times it has got me in my head where like there's an issue and I overthink it too much, and I overanalyze myself, not the issue, it's myself. So yeah,
I will say that's really good that you have to sit with it though. Like, I don't really think that that's shutting down entirely, because you're processing. And I don't think I process. Like, I feel like that's good. You can process, because me in my reactive states, I'm not processing anything. You've said something that I do not agree with. Or that I have to challenge. Or that I just have to like processing, I want to no, I don't process. I really don't. That's actually, it's either both are reactive in a negative way, I guess. That it's like I'm reactive and then I just like bite back, or I'm reactive and destructive and shut down completely. Like, I won't say anything.
What do you mean reactive, destructive, like, and then shut down? Like, it's like
reactive and destructive as like synonyms, like being synonymous to each other. That it's like, that's being destructive to me.
Oh, to you.
Like,
okay,
and so it's still being reactive in a sense of like, I'm not, what's coming out of it? Like, I'm going based off of my emotions by shutting down. Like, that's still kind of reactive energy in that way. That it's like, I won't even go into the middle of let me process what you just said and try to articulate. Okay, like, I occasionally, depending on who, but if I don't feel safe with that person, or if I've spoken up multiple times and it goes nowhere and I just don't feel safe, then I shut down, and then I get all these name calls of like, you're cold-hearted. Well, I mean, am I, or do you just don't have the capacity to understand me? Like, the misunderstanding. Like,
exactly, yes.
So that's interesting. I think that's really, really good that you can process it. Because even if I'm processing it, I still would be like, I'm cool.
And see, I appreciate it, of the processing.
Yeah, that's dope.
I just wish I had some more not process, like not hold back.
Oh, so you want to have moments where you're reactive, where you're just like, no, you pissed me off.
Exactly. Or like, or being like, you know how some people, even small things of like somebody saying something as like, I don't know, like, I don't like cats, and being like, wait, no, that's actually messed up. Like, you should not say that, that you don't like cats. Like, just even little things like that. And for me, I'm more like, that was messed up. Like, I don't, and me just being like, yeah, I don't like that person. And like, to myself, or I don't mess with them, or I don't like what they said. Now, if they're talking to me, I'm gonna be like, no. But if they're just speaking out loud, but some people will still be like, you just said this, like, you need to be called out for, like, even things like that.
I definitely admire people that do that, actually. Actually, I can admire, because I did see a synonym that said proactive can be aggressive. So, like, there can be negatives to both. Yeah. So, but I do appreciate, like, because I feel like there's been times where people have called me out, or called people out when language is just not appropriate, and they're like, no, don't say that. Right. Like, and sometimes that doesn't click for me.
Yeah, like, when stuff like that happens, I'm just like, or even, like, if somebody is trying to say something about me directly, I'm going to be like, no, you have me messed up. But if it's something, not the racist, of course, but, like, I don't know, if it's just something where it's just, like, that's weird, I don't know why
Right.
Why do you think that? Or why do you for me, I'm more like, okay, I'm just gonna again agree to disagree type of mentality. I'm gonna leave you alone. Like, I don't need to be around you. And that is good sometimes, but other times it's like that person's just gonna walk around thinking that everything's okay because nobody said anything.
I get you. Yes.
And for me, it pisses me off because I want to be like, hey, so actually, but then I'm like, do I want to spend the energy going back and forth with this person's dumb?
Exactly.
Like, or not dumb, but this person's a waste of my time and blah, 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 blah. I have all this in my head and they're gone.
No, yeah, that's true. No, that happened to me last year when somebody kept talking about Black Lives Matter. And before, I would just let them talk and be like, I don't even know why I have you as a Facebook friend, but it's also Facebook, so whatever. And then at one point, I'm like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Like really. For sure, reactive energy. But I said what I had to say.
Or even like the situations that we had with and everything. Yeah. And like with those, for me, and I'm pretty sure I was just very much so like, y'all are dumb, and I'ma just go. I'm more about I'ma just do. I'ma da 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 da.
Right.
Instead of being like, no, you guys are dumb. Like, you guys don't da 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 da. Now, if somebody asks me, then I'm gonna be like, ba ba ba. I will say it.
Yeah.
But I just really just internalize a lot of things. Yes. So sometimes I do want to be able to express because I'm like, when else do I? Unless somebody says something to me, because I don't want to come off as aggressive. I mean, because when I do speak, it's very direct and it's very aggressive, and I've gotten that as well. So I just don't. I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm still trying to, because I'm a very direct person. When it comes from emotion, when it comes from logic, I just come off aggressive.
No, maybe no. I don't think aggressive. Maybe assertive.
Assertive. There we go. I come off very assertive.
Yeah. No, that's good. I'm still like working on those things. Okay. So, I don't think I have any more questions.
I thought you had like...
I did, but I feel like other stuff was just coming up. Yeah, because we kind of like went over if you lean towards one more or the other. And then how do you respond around that behavior? So we kind of did answer all of them.
I had a question of just like more of like how we're proactive, because I feel because I'm still trying to figure. I don't know, for me, if I'm actually proactive. Now I'm in my head, I'm like,
no, you are.
I am.
Okay, so we talked about reactive, and you want to talk about proactive.
Just really quick, really quickly, I'm like, how are you proactive, or how is proactive behavior? Because I'm questioning everything.
Yeah. Okay, so proactive behavior is, I didn't put really examples, and I was supposed to. But like how it says self-initiated behavior to solve a problem before it has occurred. And then they brought up like proactive steps to prevent so and so and so. So what I think proactive is, like, one of the examples that I put together was like proactive steps to prevent disappointment. Okay. So for me,
I got it.
So for So for me, it's like, okay. Oh, you have the question, or you want me to keep going?
No, you keep going, but now I understand and I can answer.
Yeah. So for me, it's like I said, how I've been going to the gym. The gym, I legit just want to get up and like build my morning routine. That's just me being proactive and taking advantage of the full morning and taking advantage of like being proactive for my weight, being proactive for my health. But then it also releases endorphin, serotonin, one of them. Yes. And so if it's releasing these happy toxins and I'm feeling certain disappointments creeping up, or the weather is changing, like how she said she's getting ready to go to sleep at like 6, we're going into seasonal depression, like different like insecurities and all types of things are coming up during the season. Like people have lost loved ones, we're going into holidays, like there's a lot of different things. Me, I don't want to see that creep up at all.
No.
So how can I be proactive to prevent seasonal depression? That might be the gym. And then it's also checking off all these other boxes. Or if somebody has irritated me or something, it's like, what's the point in sending a paragraph when I can just get up and be like, I'm cool.
Right.
Like what solution can I give myself to this? Let me take myself out to eat, or let me, I don't know, do something. So that's what I think with proactive is just like, what steps am I taking to to bring me peace.
Exactly. Okay, that's where I was one. Yeah, because I feel like for me focusing more on being proactive, like dealing with a lot of anxiety, just like really like I have to, me being proactive of like, okay, I have to be around A, B, and C type of people tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I'm taking care of myself, like you said, like having a breakfast, having time for myself, knowing that I need time for myself to just be and everything. Or like, okay, I need to, instead of going out or whatever, I need to go home because I know I need 8 hours of sleep because I have to go and do, or just like little things of like finding those little pockets of joy and peace, and like you said, peace, so I can make sure that like I am good. Or if I am going, like, separating myself from situations that don't serve me, when I know that I'm like, okay, you usually try to trigger me or you do stuff that irritates, I'm not gonna have a bad day because of you. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not. So like just and
that's what I said. I feel like you're pretty proactive. Like you have routines, and that's proactive because those routines are actually benefiting your lifestyle, who you are as a person, like all of the dimensions of you, your mental, emotional, spiritual, like financial, the whole nine. I feel like you definitely prioritize that, where it's like, nope, that doesn't sit right with me. I'm not gonna do that. That's not what sits right with Brie.
Yeah, no.
And I'll be like,
dip out.
That doesn't sit right with me, but I just think of like everything, and it's like, no, girl, just set that boundary and do steps towards positive change. So me, it's like up and down. But you're for sure proactive.
Yeah, very, very, So very, very much proactive. I'm trying, I'm like I said, proactive. Also trying to learn
not to react, or trying to react,
in a healthy way. In a healthy way, just trying to be, just to feel authentically and express. Was I having a conversation with you or maybe with Therese about, am I not feeling or am I not expressing?
It probably was me because I challenged you on the music question.
Oh, gosh.
Because you said, you don't feel comfortable to feel. And I said, to feel or express.
Yes, that was you. Yes. So I'm challenging myself to express. Because I feel, but express.
And then taking that TikTok of expressing what do you feel. And then the why.
In the why. And not saying like. Because if you say like, you're separating yourself from the feeling.
Oh yeah, that one's, I have to take that in mind. I still got to work on actually expressing the feeling.
Yeah.
But,
and also actually learning how to apologize. I don't know when that's coming. I don't know.
We're working on it.
We're working on it.
I'm
a great person, but that, when I found out.
I'm a great person, but. I'm sorry you feel that way.
I'm very much so sorry you feel that way.
Too funny. Okay, do we have any hot tips? I
can apologize.
For me, like how I told her with the proactive steps. So I saw something online and they like filled the sentence themselves, but like the formula is just proactive steps to prevent blank. So I feel like if you write that down and then I put in parentheses like failing a grade, or that was like an example that they used, was being proactive outside of failing a grade. Somebody studied and read the reading before they went to school or whatever, like, like basic example in that way. So I put failing a grade, disappointment, weight gain or weight loss. For me, I want to keep up my weight. So the most way to be proactive about that is eating what I don't do.
We didn't have to put that in there. Dang.
I don't be eating.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not all right.
It's not all right.
I keep saying that. It's not all right, though.
Yeah, so that's one tip for me. And I think... so the other one is like, how I said, with being proactive or being reactive, there's not really a true versus. I think there's a healthy balance of being both. Like, both can be positive or negative. You can be so proactive to the point that you're like a sociopath, like that you're just disregarding everything because you're so worried about like, oh, I have to do this, I'm just going to disregard reacting to this person and not expressing my feelings. Like, I feel like there can be negative connotations.
I'm like, am I a sociopath?
No, you're not a sociopath at all. Like, you're proactive in the best ways. You still feel, but I don't want it to be to the point that like there's some people that's like, they just handle everything like business, or it's like they don't react to nothing, and they're like, you know, I'm just the freest person ever, and it's like,
no, you're just
somebody's saying
just avoidant.
Exactly. So, with that being said, like, it's important to be both, but in the healthiest way. Feel all that you have to feel. I will say that. In terms of being reactive, feel all that you have to feel. It's okay to feel. It's okay to express. It's just where is that expression going? Like, are you going to be reactive and stop there? Or are you going to express what you have to say and then be like, okay, so how can we get to the next step? Like, that's what I need to work on. Like, going through that entire process. Feeling, saying what I have to say, and then going to the proactive stage. And then my last question that I just have to ask myself, and then for y'all to ponder, is what you're going to partake in. This is for reactive behavior. What you are going to partake in. Is this disrupting your peace or bringing you peace? If it is disrupting your peace, I do not recommend entertaining it if you are not prepared with, like, the language to resolve it or like overcome it. If you don't have that language yet and you still are doing the inner work and it's going to disrupt your peace,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Or even if they're just a toxic person, for sure don't do it.
Don't do
like
it.
If it's going to bring you peace to say something, speak up. If it's going to bring you peace to express yourself, do you and be great at it.
That was going to be my advice.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's what I always live by. Not dealing with this.
I have to literally think, like, no, this is not bringing me peace. Yeah, like, that's been a new question for me. Like, they're actually disrupting my peace, and I don't like that.
I'm not going to do that.
Or the other quote that I feel like I've brought up in the episode, nobody can hurt your feelings without your consent.
Exactly.
So once you've given them the consent, they've disrupted your peace.
Disrupted your peace. And you let them do
don't dwell. I'm big on not dwelling.
Ruminating.
Don't dwell. Don't, like, if that's not doing nothing. And they're going on about their life, and even if they're not, you're you.
And so you're over here letting them destroy your whole time. And they over here doing whatever they doing and maybe destroying somebody else's time or living their life. And you're
or
over
sad
here,
about it too, but y'all just not. Like,
but still, like, why'd you take on that energy? It wasn't yours. It wasn't yours. It was not yours. Like, you was good.
Peace.
Protect your peace at all times.
Protect your peace.
If you have to shut yourself, put a barrier or shut yourself off around certain people, do that.
No, for sure.
Because not everybody gets to see your light, and they may see it and they might want to use it for something else or whatever, or manipulate it or mess with it.
For sure.
Don't do it.
And this is like random tip that just came to me from what you just said. If there's a certain group of people or an environment that you're always around that always brings out that always brings out reactive behavior from you, but you are not in a position to, like, cut them out or get away from them. Like, yes, definitely cut them out, get away from them.
To the hands
but
of this
for example, if it's family, if it's somebody that you live with and you're just not in the position to remove them, being proactive in, like, setting a boundary.
Yeah.
Like, that is being proactive of, like, okay, I can only handle so much of this family member. I'm not going to that person's house for Thanksgiving.
Right. Or just knowing that, like, if this certain family member is going to bring up something, I am not going to engage. Because you know that they're going to do A, B, and C.
And that is very proactive. Very much so. Because if they're going to continuously bring reactive behavior out of you, like, nah, that's not healthy at all. And you're going to be impulsive, say something or do something, harm yourself. Please don't harm yourself.
No.
Please.
And if you can't, if you're in a dynamic where speaking up for yourself or being direct is not safe,
yeah,
again, take yourself out of the situation.
Yes,
If you got, like, especially like thinking of Thanksgiving, if it's a big Thanksgiving thing and you're not trying to be bullied by or whatever by Uncle Terry, go outside. Even if it's with the little babies. Okay, the babies are not going to harm you. Like, just like you have to, like, be mindful of, like, where you're going to be, especially if you're around, like you said. That's good that you brought that up. I'm glad. 'Cause if you're around people who trigger you and you can't actually get away from them, you have to deal with them. You need to figure out ways to be proactive to take care of yourself. But if you're around, like, at work, if you're at work around certain people, that trigger, I had that situation. You need to do things, have tools, whatever works for you, so you will not be triggered by them. But when it comes to friends, cut them off.
What? If it's like friends and you don't like live with them or something, and they're just not good people, cut them off. Friends, cut them off. Outside of friends, these entanglements.
Them too.
Cut them off.
Because
the friends, you can cut off the friends, but
you can
friends might be able to they might be able to make amends. But these little dusty people, let them go. Let them go. It's not worth it.
Because they shouldn't. They're not really adding anything to your life. Like, you might as well just peace. Like,
come on, no.
Because you can't be triggered by somebody that you quote unquote supposed to be in love with. Come on now. You chose them, so you're choosing to be triggered and to be reactive.
Or even if it's not love, you got a situationship. It could
but
be
still,
love.
You're still choosing.
Exactly.
You're actively choosing to be put in that situation.
Some people like toxic.
And own that. Own it.
If you do not, I hate toxic.
I hate it. I knew somebody who said I wasn't toxic enough for them and that they wanted more toxic and I respected their boundaries too much. And guess what I did? Cut him off.
Y'all gotta go.
Yeah.
If I'm boring for you, that's not no problem.
That's funny.
But I don't want to hear nothing when I'm married and I'm happy.
Exactly. I wasn't a reactive for them.
You weren't.
I wasn't reactive enough. And that's where I started.
And that's why I said that's weird to me when people like that kind of like, they thrive off of that kind of energy. Like, what's going on with you that you're thriving off of me upset?
Right.
And reacting to you doing things that's upsetting me and my homegirls.
And that's hurtful, and that possibly if somebody that person,
and if the tables have turned, it's like I don't feel like arguing with you. I don't feel like getting you out of your character.
No, I don't feel like getting you out of your character. I don't feel like even okay, little things making you jealous, but like that whole trying to really make you jealous, trying to make you mad, trying to make you pull up at my job, and that energy.
That's weird.
That's weird.
Slashing tires. That's the reactive stuff we didn't talk about because we are not that.
We don't do that.
I don't do that.
I joke around, but I'll come in up, but I do not do that.
A fight over you.
And if you bring that out of me, you need to get out of my life.
If you were to ever bring that out of me, you dealt with somebody that put that energy into me. Cause that's never coming out of me.
No.
I'm sorry. There's not nan nutter.
Not
nan nutter.
Nan nutter.
We gotta wrap it
up. Okay, we gotta done.
Okay, so Black Girl Self-Care. Yes, Black Girl Self-Care. Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
You not taking care of yourself this week?
I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. Me, since I am in high spirits, I feel like I have a lot to do. So I'm very happy. So my self-care is reading the poetry book. I'm very, very excited. I'm getting on a plane later today, so we'll see how that goes. There's so much that has to happen after this. But, so that I'm going to Houston for my little sister. She turned 21. I'm going to see my niece. So I'm killing two birds with one stone. Travel, family time, quality time. Very happy. And what else? I feel like there was something else I was going to do. You know, say. But, taking care of myself by just having some fun, letting loose. And also being very introspective and my full self.
Okay. Hey, I love that. My self-care is on the flip side. I'm really excited about this, and I'm kind of I'm writing the book number 2. And I've been like really like excited to like continue. I've been writing already, yes.
That just clicked. I had a delayed reaction, but yes.
So I'm doing that over the continuously, but like I've like I said had the idea, and now I've been like already doing it. So I'm excited to like be in that. My Black girl self-care really is allowing myself to get back into my writer's brain.
Yes.
And just like anytime I can zoom out.
That
so yeah.
So much.
It's been a lot of fun so far.
Yes, I love that. You're stepping back into your creativity.
I'm stepping back in, bro.
That's
like,
always the best.
It's always
like
best.
when you get that spurt and it's like I'm tapping in.
I'm tapping out to tap in.
Yes. So that's dope.
So yep, that's my self-care. And I'm going on a trip as well. So I am allowing myself to be excited about it and not stressed about the aftermath of going on trips, you know. Coming back to reality. But yeah.
But yes, so thank you.
Thank you.
For tuning in. Make sure you take care of yourself.
Yes, check in with yourself as you check in with us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.